What's going on, everybody? How are we all doing this fine afternoon? Today we're going to be taking a look back at what my Premier League prediction was as it's about halfway through the season, give or take a couple of games, due to the fact that some teams have played 21, 22, 20, 23, 19, 17 games. This season is kind of all over the place in England. So we're going to take a quick look and see kind of where I thought some of these teams would have ended up, well, currently in the season, and then also where they currently actually are in the season. So let's get started. So the first team that we have that stands out to me specifically is Manchester United. I thought that they were going to be better than they were, and I think I was putting a little bit too much hope in Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think he's significantly underperforming this year. However, I know that's going to get me a lot of hate. I think that both Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are underperforming this current season. Don't know what it is, but it seems like they're both underperforming. Cristiano Ronaldo currently has played 17 of the 21 games in the league for Manchester United. He's actually played 17 games overall. He has 8 goals and 3 assists in those 17 games. So only 11 goal contributions in 17 games. Which isn't too bad necessarily, but I think Manchester United was expecting a little bit more from him. Another person that they were expecting a little bit more from is Jadon Sancho, and I don't know if that is coming down to the fact that he's just moving over from the Bundesliga into the Premier League, and the play style is a little differently, tempo games a little different, all that kind of stuff, adjusting to a new league. It's the first 6 months of his year in the Premier League, so I don't know what that has to do. And also Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't really play him very much. He was nicknamed Jadon Bencho. So I'm interested to see how United react to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leaving in November. Their last 5 games, 2 draws, 2 wins, and a loss. So not terribly, but just kind of middle of the pack. 10 wins overall, 5 draws, 6 losses, 35 points, sitting in 7th place. Moving on to the next team, one of the rivals of Manchester United is Chelsea. Chelsea are exactly where I thought they were going to be, in 3rd place. However, that's a disappointment for Chelsea this year. I believe they were lead for almost a little over 2 months, 9 weeks from if I'm not mistaken. And over their last 5 games, they've won 1 game. Given they've only lost 1 game, but when you're fighting that 1 game that they lost was the game against Manchester City. Now they are 12 points behind the league leaders, while they've also played 1 extra game. So I think Chelsea's title hopes this year are kind of out that window right there. Gone, unfortunately. I think the only team that can contest Manchester City is Liverpool. I actually have the top 3 in order: City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and I think that that's how it's going to finish still. Chelsea's 7 points ahead of West Ham, 1 point behind Liverpool, and like I said, 12 points behind Manchester City. Now moving out of that top 4, moving to 5th, exactly where I thought it was going to be, is Tottenham, fighting for a Champions League spot. They are currently 1 point behind West Ham, so they're still fighting for that Champions League spot, but most likely going to go to the Europa League. Moving 1 spot below them, which is what I had 3 spots below them, is Arsenal. Somehow Arsenal is technically contesting for a Europa League spot, 1 point behind Tottenham, and equal on points to Manchester United, after that horrific start to the season that they had. I don't know how they got to 6th. Probably because of the fact that they've won 4 out of their last 4 games. So, good. Moving down the list of somebody that I thought was going to finish ahead of Arsenal is Leicester City. Can somebody please explain to me what is happening at this club? They can, they've played Manchester City and Liverpool out of the last, couple of games. They get smacked by City 6-3, and that's in the league. And then they play in the Carabao Cup and they take Liverpool to penalties. I'm very confused by Leicester this year. I honestly don't know what is happening with this club. I want them to see well. I want them to do well. I want to see them do well. Can't speak English. But they're just very confusing to me. So we'll see what they do moving forward. One other team that I thought was going to finish below Arsenal in round out that top half is Leeds United. This might have been the club that I was nope. There's one club farther off for me. Leeds is significantly struggling from that sophomore syndrome that everybody talks about. Your second year in a top flight, and you struggle. You do well your first year and you struggle your second year. Excuse me, I just punched my microphone. My real hope for Leeds is that they stay up, they avoid relegation. They're currently 9 points above that relegation spot with 22 points in 15th place. 5 wins, 7 draws, 8 losses. So not too great, but I hope that they do rebound in the second half of the year to finish close to that 10th place that I was looking at them to finish up. Now going on to the team that I was the farthest off, and I think a lot of people were also the farthest off. Everton. 19 points. 16th place. I had them finish 7 points higher in 9th. They've won 5 games as well. They've lost 10. Including 3 of their last 5. So Everton's suffering. I don't want to chalk this up to, they've been hurt, so that's why they're there. But they've had 8 significant injuries through this year. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Luca Digne, Damari Gray, Fabian Delph, Richarlison, Yerry Mina, Tom Davies, and Townsend have all missed significant time this year. And maybe once they get everybody back, they can make a push to avoid relegation. Because I think the Premier League would honestly be missing Everton if Everton go down to Championship, to be completely honest with you. But this Everton talk kind of starts out my bottom 5 conversation. Everton with 19 points, 19 games played. Watford, 14 points, 19 games played. Norwich, 13 points, 21 games played. Newcastle, 12 points, 1 singular win out of 20 games. And then Burnley, who's interesting. Burnley is the only team in the league to have only played 17 games. They're currently sitting on 11 points, but they still have 3 or 4 games in hand to get out of relegation. It's very interesting to me how, at what point do you just scrap it and Burnley goes down if they, you get to the end of May and Burnley still has 4 or 5 games to play, depending on if they cancel one more game. What do? Do you just say, okay, sorry, Burnley, you got too many games rescheduled, so you're going to take the loss and not get to play in the Premier League next year? Because I think that would be a little bit unfair. I don't know what they're going to do in that situation. I don't know if there's ever been a situation like that. If there has, let me know down below in the comments about what happened in that situation. Did the team just suffer and get relegated, or did they relegate 19, 18, 17, the other couple of teams that were there? Newcastle United is interesting. I had a lot of people on my previous video tell me that I was out of line for putting Newcastle in 20th. Okay, fair enough. I apologize. I insulted your club for putting them 20th. Guys, they're 19th. They're not that much better. I think that they do have a possibility of advancing and getting out of relegation if some of these January transfer window rumors that everybody's talking about actually come to fruition. Right now, they've gone relatively quiet. Got Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Great, you got a defender. Fair enough. You've lost 19. You've lost you've lost 10, tied 9. You have conceded 43 goals. You've scored 20. So I think you need a striker as well as a defender. But Aaron Ramsey has said goodbye to Juventus. Nobody knows where he's going. Apparently, he's played his last game for Juve, according to the manager. Don't know what's going on there. Ousmane Dembele was another one of those people that were rumored to be a Newcastle transfer target. However, he has a free transfer in the summer from Barcelona. I don't know if Newcastle's going to wait till the summer to try and pick up Dembele. Excuse me. But from what I've heard out of the Dembele kind of rumors, is also Chelsea and Liverpool are interested in signing him. If you're Dembele, you've gone from Dortmund, right? Dortmund's here. You went to Barcelona. Where do you go then? Do you go Chelsea? Do you go Liverpool? Do you go Newcastle? Interested to see how that one ends up. And then, there was all the rumors. I don't know if a lot of people were serious about these or they were just jokes. There was rumors that Toni Kroos was going to leave Real Madrid and get a paycheck to go play at Newcastle. There was rumors that Mbappe was going to go. There was rumors that Erling Haaland was leaving Dortmund to go. While Haaland is getting a little bit of pressure from Dortmund to make a decision, I don't think he's being forced out. I think Dortmund just wants to see, hey, should we put more money into surrounding the team around you, or should we try and get contacts for another striker if you do want to leave? I think Haaland could leave. There's a possibility. If he does, I think Newcastle is the farthest place from where he's going to go. I assume if he's going to leave, he's going to go to Real Madrid or somewhere like that. PSG, maybe. Probably not. They might have a little money issue, I think. But it's interesting to see Newcastle currently in 19th spot, only 1 point above 20th where I had them. But, I overall, I got a couple of things right. Crystal Palace is relatively close. Brighton, I had 2 spots off. Wolves, I was very wrong on. Aston Villa, I had it 11th. They finished. They're currently 13th. Norwich, I had 17th. They're 18th. I got relatively close, honestly. I got the top 3 perfectly right. 5th right. West Ham I underestimated, but West Ham is massive. So I think I did pretty well. I'm gonna give myself a 7 out of 10 on this. But if you are gonna want to be updated whenever I do post that video, be sure to go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified whenever I do upload that video. And if you do like the content on the channel, smash that like button. But for now, take care and peace.